Hi, and welcome back to the Save It for Parts channel. What should we build today? I'm still waiting for the paint to dry on my potato howitzer, and that's going to be a different video anyway. I don't really have time to dig into this outboard right now. I don't even know what to do with these things. I could take the airboat out, but I've got a bunch of junk hoarded underneath it, so it's kind of hard to get it out of here at the moment. Eventually I'm going to make a railgun, but I don't remember how to charge capacitors, so that's not going to happen today either. Actually, I should probably just get rid of all this wood that's clogging up the side of my garage and finish my water barrel tower number 2. And I've got all this leftover lumber kind of clogging up the side of the garage, so let's go ahead and build that thing and clear up some space to hoard even more stuff. Okay, so that's step 1 basically done. I've got my little cedar water tower platform. I'm not all that good with hinges, so my doors aren't 100% lined up. They're only about 98% lined up, but that's still pretty decent, I think. And it looks pretty good from a distance, so I'm going to call it a success. Alright, so it turns out these little cabinet magnets that I put on here don't work very well. So I'm going to need to find some stronger magnets. I'm pretty sure I saw a hard drive that had fallen down in here. Oh, there's one. There's a hard drive. I can probably find some magnets in that. And there's 2. So how do we get this valve into this barrel when the top is mostly sealed except for these little bung holes? It's actually pretty easy. You take this thing called a bulkhead fitting, which is basically a giant plastic bolt with a hole in the middle, and you make sure you've got your gasket on the inside, put a string through that, drop the string down the bung hole, pull the string out this little hole at the bottom, and then drop your bulkhead fitting in. Now, since you've already got the string down here to guide it, you can catch the bulkhead fitting at the bottom and pull it right out. Then the other side of that bulkhead fitting is this plastic nut that screws on and tightens everything to a watertight seal. You have to remember this thread's backwards as well. Once you've got all that in place, you pull your string out and you can thread in your tap or whatever else you want in there. So next, I need to make a diversion from the gutter into my barrels with my patented not a potato gun technology. Now this is about a 2-inch pipe, but I'm not going to use the right thing because using the right thing is boring. I'm going to use the wrong thing, meaning this 1.5-inch pipe, and I'm doing that because I'm going to put some window screen over this, stick it up in here, and then when my water comes down from the gutter, it will hit the top of this small pipe, and the window screen will keep any sticks or leaves or whatever debris out of the rain barrel. The other reason for this 1.5-inch pipe is that I can drill a hole in my barrel cap and stick the 1.5 inch right in there so that the whole thing threads into the barrel normally. And look, I even have a scrap of aluminum screen that I cut out from some other project and couldn't bear to throw away. So, hey, hoarding wins again. There, so now that's what the water sees when it starts coming down the pipe. It goes into that screened intake pipe into the barrel. If there's too much water for that to handle, it shoots all the way through this fitting and out the overflow. And if it gets clogged up with leaves, it shoots out the overflow. And once the barrel is full, because I'm going to silicone this, that pipe will fill up all the way to the top, and then the excess water will also go down the overflow pipe. Now for my overflow, I've got this ridiculous Taurus of 3-inch angle fittings, which I have hoarded from somewhere. I don't know where I got all this, but these pop apart, and I can kind of daisy chain them together and angle them around to almost any angle that I want, so I can divert the excess water back into a gutter or just out to the side. Alrighty, I've made my gutter shorter, and that gutter had not been moved in years because this is 1,000% spider nests all the way down. So my little collapsible extendy thing isn't quite long enough, so I need to go from this to this. Let's look in junk drawer number 657. There. That looks like it fits. That looks like it fits. Yay, hoarding. Close enough. You know it's high quality craftsmanship when you don't have to use duct tape or zip ties. Alright, now I need just a little piece of 3-inch PVC, and I've got this completely failed pneumatic whistle that I made for an earlier video. It just cracked wide open here. That whole video was honestly kind of a throwaway. It was garbage, and this is garbage. So I just need a little piece of 3-inch. So I'm going to slice off this piece here, and then I'll be able to adapt into my overflow gutter. I'm pretty sure a wood saw is the wrong tool for PVC pipe, but it kind of works, so I don't really care. Alright, so I have perpetrated another of my horrifying plumbing crimes, and I now have my gutter coming down from the roof, diverting over into this PVC fitting and into the barrel, with any overflow going through this convoluted path, down into my overflow gutter, and into some nice water-loving plants, which is where the original gutter went. Does it look terrible? Yeah, a little bit. Do I care? Only a little bit. And I'll maybe refine it a little bit more later. So that's really about it for this video. I've built my water base, I've installed my water barrels, and I've installed this gutter atrocity. You might notice I've hooked the barrels together up here. So when this barrel fills completely, the water will overflow into this barrel, and then I can draw water off of either one. And once they're both full, the water will overflow into this nonsense and go out into the yard. So that's about it for this video. Thank you for sticking with me through the whole thing, if you did. So check out my other videos if you want to see other crazy water projects or boat projects. And you can always like and subscribe if you want to see more things, and let me know that you're enjoying what I do. And tune in next time to see what we come up with next. Okay, now it's actually done. I've added a couple of these flagstones so that I can have a bucket underneath and fill it up, or I can store the bucket underneath the thing. So now it's all set.